What's up, YouTube? AJ Simmons checking in this morning. Real quick, I just want to go over some motivation for my franchise owners, all right? Because I know sometimes that your franchise can start feeling like a job because most franchises do what's called inspections, all right? And they'll come past your accounts and start looking behind you, telling you things that you can improve on. Um, speaking to your customers, checking in on you, and that's part of the franchise deal. But what I came to you to remind you of today is this. You got to remember it's pros and cons to having a franchise. And one of the cons to that is sometimes it can feel like to you that you got a boss because these people are checking behind your accounts and stuff. But what you got to remember is they're not checking behind you to try to feel like they're your supervisor or they're your boss, right? They're checking behind you because they're just doing what's called quality control, okay? They're just trying to make sure that the account is in good standing because what you got to remember is this. Shout out Shamel Harvin. He said, good morning, King. Good morning to you. All right, so what you got to remember is those contracts are not yours. Those contracts belong to the franchise. I got stuff all over my check. Those contracts belong to the franchise, all right? Shout out Excellent Enterprise. I just saw your video too. I'm gonna check it out. He was talking about nighttime safety. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Excellent Enterprise. He's talking some good stuff over there for cleaner business owners. But they're trying to, like, you gotta remember those contracts are the franchises and not yours. You got one customer, unless you got some residential accounts, or unless you with a franchise that allow you to get commercial customers outside of them, and you got other commercial customers. But most of the time, your commercial contracts. Most of the time, you ain't got but one customer, and that one customer is the cleaning franchise, okay? So what you got to remember is you need to keep, your job is to keep them quiet, okay? Then you also have to remember that those customers belong to them. So, of course, they, on your back about making sure those customers are happy because that's their customers, okay? Your customer is the franchise. Why do I say that? Is because you have to send the franchise an invoice every month. Now, they might not require you to, but you should be. They're the ones that pay you, not the customer. The customer pays the franchise pays you. So technically, the customer is your franchise. The franchise is your customer. Let me read a couple of these comments. Shout out SwitchCamp81 said, can you spell out your email? My email is aj@cleanbiznetwork.com. I don't want to spell it, but that should be easy enough. So aj@cleanbiznetwork.com. All right. Alondra Craig said good morning. Shout out Alondra Craig. Shout out Switch Camp also said good morning. Shout out Excellent Enterprise said stuck on 85 and bound, trying to make it home. I got you. Shout out Isaiah Pearson said good morning. Shout out. All right. So, but don't let that stuff get to you, because you got to remember when you sign. Think about when you were in training and the person that was training you with the franchise was explaining to you that very scenario, how they just looking to help you to stay improved. Like, y'all got to remember what's called continuous improvement. Most of the time, your customer is happy, and then here come this franchise inspector guy come in talking about you missed this, and this, right? And then that shit aggravating because it's like, well, damn, my customer happy. What you complaining for? But what you got to understand, they're not complaining. They're just giving you some feedback. They're just trying to keep you on your toes because they're trying to help you to get it before the customer sees it and tell you about it. Because then there's a complaint. If the franchise telling you about it, it's not a complaint, okay? And this is what you got to remember too, because I know a lot of people feel like they're in situations where it is a problem because the franchise might take this account from me. Remember this, y'all. Remember this. Make sure you keep good relationships with your customers, with the accounts, okay? Because I said the franchise your customer, but make sure you keep good relationships with the point of contact at the account, because they can't take that account from you if that's not what the account wants. If the point of contact like you, if the point of contact is happy with you, it doesn't really matter what the franchise says, honestly, because as soon as they try to, let's say they do try to take the account from you, what you think that account gonna do? They canceling service with that franchise. They might even reach out to you and ask, how can I work directly with you? You know what I mean? That's another topic for another time. But 9 times out of 10, that can't happen. They can't just take a contract from you, then the customer just going, the account just gonna accept that. Shout out to Driver. We said good morning. They can't do that. So don't let that get to you, because 9 times out of 10, when they're telling you stuff, when the franchise is telling you stuff about your account, they're telling you stuff out of love. They're telling you stuff out of you just trying to better yourself. You know what I mean? It's just all about continuous improvement. That's all. Look at it as constructive criticism. Don't let that stuff get to you. And if you feel like the contract is in excellent, immaculate condition as far as you can get it, then just say thank you. Let them tell you everything that's wrong on that damn and they little inspection report. And when they finish, just say thank you and hang up. That's it. And keep doing what you're doing as long as you know for a fact the customer happy. But 9 times out of 10, if they're telling you some shit, it's probably some shit you need to listen to. All right, it's something you need to listen to because they only going off the checklist, the scope of work, and the scope of work was in that cleaning agreement, the service agreement that the account signed with the franchise. So if they telling you stuff that was on that scope of work, most of the time, sometimes you get new people and they don't really know what's going on. I get that part too, but they're telling you what's in that scope of work. Okay, so if it's in that scope of work, you're probably supposed to do it. They might be talking about baseboards and ain't nobody really thinking about baseboards. They might be talking about behind a trash can in a corner of a bathroom somewhere that nobody ever looking at. But still, listen, because that might make you that much better of a cleaner and get you that much better results. Okay, so don't let that stuff get to you. That's all I really came to say. I figured because I know that I'm always pushing my stuff and I got my independent stuff. Like I got my products that help independent people more now. And I got, you know, a lot of people that's really interested in the independent side. And I said, but I'm not going to leave my people to the wayside that already done bought into the franchise and still be need motivation on that. So I figured I'd come back and give y'all some motivation for the franchise this morning. And that was one of the things I know that bothers a lot of people. You know what I mean? Is starting to feel like you got a supervisor or a boss. That's not a super. They just your inspector. They just quality control. That's all. Embrace that. Especially if you got employees and it's not you cleaning, you definitely should embrace when the franchise come by and do inspections because sometimes you can't get there all the time. And it's good to have a second pair of eyes to come by. All right, let me read a couple more comments. Shout out Switch Camp 81 said you that man, bro. Appreciate you. All right. Shout out Shamel Harbin. He said, man, I can't wait to start my business. Definitely. All right. He said, can you own a franchise and be independent on the side? It depends on which one you with. If certain franchises will allow you to get accounts outside of them, but most of them won't. So that's why I always say, check with every single franchise in your area. Don't just go with JanPro because you saw I was with JanPro. That's why I stopped wearing the shirts in the videos because I saw I was influencing people. And I don't want y'all to, don't just do it because I did it. I did that after meeting with Janet King and Coverall and JanPro. I really should have met with Anago and Vanguard and whoever else was in my area too at the time, but I didn't know any better. That was what I knew at the time. So make sure you meet with all of them, all right? Jan Ties, who else out there? Clean Net USA. What's the other one? Clean 360. Shout out Clean 360 and Miss Vicky and the Clean Biz Network. Who else? And then there's one more that you shouldn't buy. The one I told y'all, look up that video. I forgot which video it was and which company it was, but definitely don't buy OpenWorks. Don't buy OpenWorks franchise. That's the only franchise I say don't buy altogether because I had too many people come to me showing how their money was a little funny. So don't mess with them, all right? In my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right. What else can we got? Dads and Donuts. Shout out Dads and Donuts. Said your content is serious. I appreciate it. I try to make it as valuable as possible. Shout out Pablo Velez. Said what up, AJ? Appreciate you. Shout out Pablo. Shamel Harbin said you set me up. You set me up. JanPro is the team I was looking at. Who should I roll with? I don't know. And I mean, I don't know unless you in Jacksonville or Virginia Beach, like Hampton Roads area. I don't know because that's the only two areas I had direct contact with several different companies in. I gotta meet them. You know what I mean? So what I tell you is you gotta meet them. Go watch my video. Which franchise company is the best? He's in Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't know. I know that I have met with the master franchise owner down there. I think he's in Raleigh. Yeah, I think he has the Raleigh and Charlotte area. The guy Sean. He's a good guy over the phone. I met him over the phone, but that's all I know. He seemed like a good person. Can I vouch for? I don't know because I haven't met the Janet King in that area. I haven't met the Jan Ties. He was in Charlotte though. But yeah, I haven't met those people. I don't know. So you got to go there. You got to compare the fees, compare the vibe that you get with them. Do you see yourself being able to work with these people? You know what I mean? That type of stuff. Watch the video, which clean franchise company is the best, and I'll give you the list of all of the things you want to look for. And most importantly, one thing I always left off that list back in the day was look and see who will allow you to get accounts outside of the franchise, commercial accounts. They all will let you get residential outside of them because Commercial and residential is separate. All right, but yeah, just compare. Compare. I can't tell you that unless you in them areas that I got direct experience in. I can't really tell you. All right. What else we got? Tammy Tyler said, stepping out on faith, cleaning service. Good morning. Love the info. I appreciate you. Shout out, Tammy. All right. And definitely get out there. Matter of fact, I had a young lady in my inbox the other day. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. Who was this? Which is the cheapest to get into? I'm gonna get on that in a minute. I had a lady in my inbox. Actually, I'll get you in a minute. I had a lady in my inbox, and she was saying how she watched my video, how to start a cleaning business step by step, right? And she was asking me like, what does she need to do next? How does she get started? And I'm like, like that's the steps. Like that's it. Now you got to go do it. So like a lot of times too, we'll sit there, we be gathering information. Once you got it, go do it. Don't be scared to get out there and go take action. Okay, like go do it. Move. Like, okay, you studying, you want to be a boss. You say you want to be a boss. Now boss up and go take some action. All right. So don't be scared to get out there and jump out there on faith too. So shout out again to Miss Tammy for saying she's gonna step out on faith. All right. The driver said, which is the cheapest to get into? I don't know, because I know that I thought it was Jan Pro at first. They had the cheapest down payment, but I think some of the smaller ones, well, I think it was Open Works, but that's why so many got screwed over by them, probably because they ain't charging enough. But I don't know. You got to go meet with them. I don't even know, to be honest with you. But I will say this though, ain't nothing wrong with getting smaller packages, y'all. A lot of people like to buy in big to try to guarantee a certain level of revenue. Like, for example, I know somebody that was trying to do 16 grand to get 4 grand a month. And I'm like, dog, do you know how fast you're going to get to 4 grand a month with a cleaning franchise? Like, and because they feed you, as long as you clean good, like you ain't even got to do nothing else. As long as you clean good, they're going to give you more accounts, as many accounts you can handle until you say stop. All right, so like, me personally, I wouldn't put no $16,000 into I wouldn't do that. All right, because you can put up 2,000 and get to 4,000 in no time, honestly. But again, I'm not even, let's just make this clear too while I'm speaking on it, but I'm not saying go buy a franchise. All right, I always say that, as in my book, Is It a Scam to Buy Commercial Cleaning Franchise? First line in the book tells you, overall, I think going independent is the best, period. All right. But if you choose to buy a franchise, these are my thoughts on it. I went the franchise route. You know what I mean? But to each his own. NSU Cleaning says, good to have found someone who has an example to follow for us just starting in the industry. Definitely. I appreciate you for following, man. And also, you know what? I completely forgot about this to tell y'all this too. I ain't even told YouTube yet. But if you on my mail list, you know about this. CJ Wood, the guy I interviewed on my channel, said he was grossing 60 grand a month at the age of 22. Me and him actually partnered up, and we just created a course. We teaching how to start like getting customers on autopilot. So basically, like how to use internet marketing. I'm teaching how my lead generation service works, so that way you can actually have a lead generation service within your company versus paying me to do it. I'll show you how to pay the people, you know what I mean, like how to do it yourself, so you can save a little bit of money on that. But we teaching a whole bunch of stuff and how to go. But that is an advanced course. That's for people who are already in business. That's not for anybody that's looking to start a business. That's for the people that's in business. They kind of like probably in that 8 grand a month, you know what I mean, to anywhere from like 5 to and up, pretty much, where you just trying to scale up. Because there's a lot of people too, like making, I've seen some people making like $250,000, you know what I mean, in revenue, and they still don't really got their system down packed. So people like that, this is not a beginner's class, but me and him partnered up. We're doing that class. It launches on January 1st, but we're doing a pre-sale now. So if y'all, I'm gonna post a link in the comments of this video once I finish posting it. All right, but me and him partnered up. We got that course going on, so make sure y'all check that out if you're interested in learning how to scale up. And this too would be good for franchise owners who was tired of accepting, or I won't say tired of, but you don't want to accept accounts from the franchise anymore because you're trying to save on your sales and marketing fees and stuff. That'd be a good course for people like that. And like I said, a course that'd be good for my independent people that's looking to scale up too. So Shamil Harper said, bless, I appreciate you. Anybody else got any more questions about the end of the live? All right, but I appreciate y'all for watching me, for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, for commenting. Make sure you like the video, like the video, like the video. Hit the thumbs up, share the video if you think it's value in it. Tell somebody to subscribe, and leave some comments if y'all got questions. Other than that, I thank y'all so much. AJ Simmons.